All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Hakodash. That's all praises to the Heavenly Father. His true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. In his son's name, who the word and they call Jesus Christ, real name in the Hebrew is Yahushua. Also give praises, honor, and glory unto the Hakodash, the Holy Spirit, which is the force and entity that makes his edification possible. I want to say shalom to all you sincere-hearted Akim wa Akwath, that's you brothers, and few sincere sisters make your bodies a living sacrifice on a daily basis in this wicked and adulterous generation. Also want to give double honors unto my beloved apostle and elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and who ruled well. And I'm the brother Osman Wath here from the Great Millstone Dallas Camp. All right, coming back this morning through the spirit of power in Yahweh Ba'Shem Shah, okay, to do another lesson. And this morning we're going to go back into the book of Psalms, the 106th chapter, and we're going to hit verses 24 through 31. All right, and as you read the title, it says, "Then stood up Phinehas and executed judgment." All right, and Phinehas, we're going to get into him here in this lesson. This is once again, a very beautiful song, for us to go over, to be exhorted, okay, to be warned, okay, not to make the same, fatal mistakes that our forefathers did in the wilderness. All right. And they very well apply to us today in these times. And I'm recording off of a different phone this morning, so, if the audio, gives, you all any type of, trouble, just let me know on the comment board, Baba Kasha, and we'll just have to use the phone I usually record off of. Let me check it real quick. Okay, so yeah, it sounds good. All right, so, hey, Abaratazah, this will be edifying, okay, unto the Lord's elect out there. And Yahweh Bashma Shabrakatham to you, Akim Walk Waf, tuning in this morning. All right, Barakar to Wab. All right, so let's get into it, man. All right, so this is the book of Psalms, chapter 106, starting here, verse 24. We read 23. Let's get 23. We read it yesterday, but let's read that, and let's read on down to 24. Psalms 106 and 23. It says, "Therefore he said that he would destroy them, had not Moses, his chosen, stood before him in the breach, to turn away his wrath, lest he should destroy them." And this context is speaking about, okay, after the children of Israel had, asked, Aaron to make a golden calf, and Jake, was worshiping that golden calf, saying that this is the God that delivered us out of Egypt. So the Lord was about to destroy us then, but Moses, interceded on our behalf. Okay, and the Lord turned away his wrath. This is verse 24. "Yea, they despised the pleasant land. They believed not his word." Yeah, and this is another occasion, okay, where Moses had to intercede and to, plead for us, because the Lord, once again, in this situation, Exodus, the 32nd chapter, and Numbers, the 14th chapter, the Lord was about to do away with this. But both times, okay, the mediator at the time, which was Moses, pleaded on our behalf. Okay, and in context of this is when Jake didn't believe the report of Joshua and Caleb. The Lord sent out, he had Moses to send out 12 spies, each spy from each tribe of the nation of Israel, to go into the land of Canaan and basically spy out to see what type of land. As a matter of fact, let's get that account real quick. Let's get that account real quick. It starts really in Numbers, the 13th chapter, but for time's sake, we're going to get Numbers, the 14th chapter, just kind of jump around. Numbers, the 13th chapter goes into, the commission Moses had gave, each of the leaders of the 12 tribes of Israel, those 12 spies to go into the land of Canaan, to spy out that land. And they were to come back, okay, with the report, to give unto Moses, to give unto Aaron, okay, and the children of Israel. And, 10 out of the 12, they came back with bad reports. You see, they came back with bad reports, pretty much, hyping up the size of the people that lived there. Oh man, they're giants. These Anaks, man, there's no way we can defeat them, And their walls are, they have walls that reach up to the sky. There's no way we can overcome them. You see, and that made the spirit and the morale, okay, of Israel, low. And it had us to provoke Yahweh Bashmal Shah to wrath, not considering the power that's with us, not considering the power that just delivered us from Egypt. Now for us to come here, okay, to the cusp of entering to our land and just totally forget about, okay, the power that's been with us the whole time. So that provoked Yahweh Bashmal Shah to wrath, okay. Now I'm gonna grab this real quick in Numbers. Numbers. Let me read this one more time in Psalms 106. Psalms chapter 106 and verse 21. Yea, they despise the pleasant land. They believe not his word. Let's read this in Numbers. Let's see. We can start right here, verse. Let's start at verse 1. Numbers 14 and 1 in the NLT says, then, and this is after. This context is after, those 10 spies that came back with that bad report, that negative report, and it made Jake lose faith. As a matter of fact, look like the brother got a beautiful scripture up. The brother Tazadak Banya Howard 144K put up Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 2 and 13. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore he shall not be defended. There you have it. And that's pretty much a summary, okay, of Jake's, attitude right here. Faint-hearted. He didn't believe. Therefore the Lord didn't defend them. All right, the Lord pronounced his curse upon them. All you that's above 20 years old, you're gonna die here in this wilderness, and your little ones gonna come into the land, and they're gonna have to wander around the wilderness for 40 years because of your transgression. And see, so it's Numbers 14 and 1 in the NLT. Then the whole community began weeping aloud, and they cried all night. Their voices rose with a great chorus of protest against Moses and Aaron. If only we had died in Egypt, or even here in the wilderness, they complained. See? Come on, man. We see that same mindset now. Jake don't want to leave America. Jake don't want to leave America, man. You go on to tell them about, okay, the kingdom of heaven, they start to speak against you, Verse 3, why is the Lord taking us to this country only to have us to die in battle? Our wives and our little ones will be carried off as plunder. Wouldn't it be better for us to return to Egypt? You see? So Israel has always had this mindset, man. Stockholm syndrome. You see? Institutionalized. Wanting to return back unto, oppressive situations, man. Which that goes to show you when Jake was crying, okay, in Egypt, asking the Lord to deliver them, they just wanted, they didn't hate Egypt enough, just like now. See, you have, niggas in the world, they'll complain about, okay, living conditions in America, but they don't really despise this place. They don't hate this place. They just hate, certain things about it, So it says, but the elect, I'll say this, but the elect, hates this place completely, man. Every facet of life, every sector of life here is just absolutely, vexation of spirit, Like the saying in the world, you could take a nigga out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the nigga, That's how it was for Jake back then. You could take him out of Egypt, but Egypt was still in them. They always wanted to go back, So Numbers 14 and 4 in the NLT. Then they plotted among themselves, let's choose a new leader and go back to Egypt. All right. Then Moses and Aaron fell face down on the ground before the whole community of Israel. Two other men who had explored the land, Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, tore their clothing. They said to all the people of Israel, the land we traveled through and explored is a wonderful land. See, so they're giving a good report. You see, it's a great land. Now let's see. Okay, let's see the conditions on what they said on how we can obtain this land. Verse 8, and if the Lord is pleased with us, he will bring us safely into that land and give it to us. It is a rich land flowing with milk and honey. You see? So they mentioned Yahweh Shema Shai and said, if he's pleased with us, he'll bring us to that land. But unlike those 10 other spies, all right, they were just hyping up, the carnality of things. They didn't mention Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? They were just speaking about, how big those inhabitants were, how strong and mighty they were, how fortified their walls were. You see? But the true prophets, the true men of the Lord, okay, they're going to say, okay, hey, well, as long as Yahweh Shema Shai is with us, hey, like it says in Romans the 8th chapter, if the Lord be for us, who can be against us, man? So it says, verse 9, do not rebel against the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai, and don't be afraid of the people of the land. They are only helpless prey to us. You see? And in the KJV, it says they are bread for us, man, meaning they're food. And that's all these nations, man. As long as Yahweh Shema Shai is on our side, okay, these people are food for us, man. All right, but we gotta. There's a certain standard and a certain way we have to, conduct ourselves in order for us to obtain, that benefit of the Lord fighting for us. It says they are only helpless prey for us. They have no protection. See, that's not what the 10 other spies said. The 10 other spies said that they have fortified walls. Here, Joshua and Caleb saying they don't have any protection. It says, but the Lord Yahweh by Shema Shai is with us. Don't be afraid of them. It says, but the whole community began to talk about stoning Joshua and Caleb. See? And this is the same energy Jake has always moved in, okay, throughout the history, even to this present day, of, stoning the men that's coming with a good report, killing the prophets, here in these times, they spiritually stone us until it's going to get physical, man. All because we tell you, okay, that the kingdom of heaven is for us. And there's a certain way you got to live. You just can't do whatever you want to do and still expect the Lord's mercies, and benefits to come up on us, man. You see? But Jake back then, they wanted to stone Joshua and Caleb. And that pissed Yahweh Shema Shai off, man. It says, but the whole community began to talk about stoning Joshua and Caleb. Then the glorious presence of Yahweh appeared to all the Israelites at the tabernacle. And Yahweh said to Moses, how long will these people treat me with contempt? Let's look up this word contempt real quick. Once again, I'm reading the NLT, just getting a brief reading in on this chapter, so we can go back to Psalms. But this is what, this section of the Psalms is speaking about when it says that they despise the land and believe not his word. This is what it's talking about. They didn't believe that the Lord can bring us into that land. But this word contempt, Google definition, it says the feeling that a person or a thing is beneath consideration. You see? So that's what the Lord said. He says, how long will this people, treat me with contempt? You see, not consider me. They think of me to be below consideration. Yeah, okay, your enemies are huge. Okay, they have fortified walls. But dang, what about me? Look what I just did. Delivered you from Egypt, split the Red Sea, sent all those plagues, gave you sweet water instead of bitter water, dropping down manna out the sky. But now you come to this one little situation and you don't even consider me, man. And once again, although we're going to these accounts that happen in the ancient world, they apply to us even more so now because we have all these examples in the scriptures. So we're really, held without, excuse now. So we can apply this into our daily lives, man. We catch our hell. Okay, well, that doesn't give us any license to not consider Yahweh Shema Shai. Soon as Jake, get a flat tire or, he get bad news, his job call him and say you lost your job. The first line of resort is what? To panic, to complain, to cry. What about praying? Consider Yahweh Shema Shai, So it says the feeling that a person or thing is beneath consideration, worthless, or deserving scorn. See? So that's how Yahweh felt, man. You know, when Jake didn't consider him. So it says, verse 11, and the Lord Yahweh said to Moses, how long will these people treat me with contempt? Will they never believe me, even after all the miraculous signs I have done among them? You see? He says, I will disown them and destroy them with a plague. Then I will make you into a nation. And he's speaking to Moses. He says, then I will make you into a nation greater and mightier than they are. See, so this is another time where the Lord, was about to destroy all of us and just start with Moses. Once again, you can read Exodus 32nd chapter. He was going to do it then, So, man, Jake constantly, just pissing Yahweh Shema Shah off, man. Verse 13, that's what Moses says. But Moses objected. What will the Egyptians think when they hear about it? He asked the Lord. They know full well the power you displayed in rescuing your people from Egypt. Now, if you destroy them, the Egyptians will send a report to the inhabitants of this land who have already heard that you live among your people. It says, they know, Yahweh, that you have appeared to your people face to face, and that your pillar of cloud hovers over them. They know that you go before them in the pillar of cloud by day and by the pillar of fire by night. Now, if you slaughter all these people with a single blow, the nations that have heard of your fame will say the Lord was not able to bring them into the land he swore to give them, so he killed them in the wilderness. Please, Lord, prove that your power is as great as you have claimed. For you said the Lord is slow to anger and filled with unfailing love. So we see Moses here interceding. This is the job of a mediator. And this is what Yahweh Shah does. When I was reading this account, when I was rereading it this morning, it just made me think of Yahweh Shah. Because Yahweh Shah, he's the ultimate mediator, between, the Most High and man, starting with the elect, And that's what he's doing in the heavens right now. He's not just sitting up there, on the right-hand side of the Father, just, No, Yahweh Shah is still doing work, man. Hey, John the 5th chapter, Yahweh Shah says, for I am always working because my Father is always working. So what's the work that Yahweh Shah is doing right now? Read Hebrews the 9th chapter and the 10th chapter. Yahweh Shah is actively, right now as we speak, y'all listen to the lesson, I'm doing the lesson, brothers, he's actively right now in the fourth dimension, in the heaven of heavens, okay, right next to the Most High, literally mediating for us, man, pleading on our behalf, like Father, forgive him, he's only pleading for the elect, that is, forgive him, he messed up, but remember the sacrifice, So, man, this is heavy, man. So as I was reading this, what Moses was saying to the Most High, because he was praying to the Most High here, as he was pleading, to the Most High, man, like this is the same, sentiment, I guess you can say that Yahweh Shah, he has, man. So he says, verse 18, the Lord is slow to anger and filled with unfailing love, forgiving every sin, every kind of sin and rebellion. Man, it says, but he does not excuse the guilty. He lays the sins of the parents upon their children. The entire family is affected, even children in the third and fourth generations. See, that proves reincarnation. And it also proves that we have to that we are punished because of what our forefathers have done. All right, verse 19. In keeping with your magnificent unfailing love, please pardon the sins of this people, just as you have forgiven them ever since they left Egypt. All right. It says, then the Lord says, I will pardon them as you have requested. But as surely as I live, and as surely as the earth is filled with the Lord's glory, not one of these people will ever enter that land. And that people that he was talking about, okay, is that older generation that was in the wilderness that believed the bad report, the bad report of those 10 spies, man. So he says none of those people are going to enter into that land. He says they have seen all my glorious presence and the miraculous signs. Yeah, because that was the same generation, that was delivered out of Egypt. So they saw the power of Yahweh Bashma Shah. Now, just for them to doubt, doubt the Lord, not even consider him. So he says, they have seen all my glorious presence and the miraculous signs I performed both in Egypt and in the wilderness. But again and again, they have tested me by refusing to listen to my voice. They will never even see the land I swore to give their ancestors. None of those who have treated me with contempt will ever see it. And we just got that word contempt earlier, and we ourselves have to be very mindful, not to allow, not to allow that in our life, man, to treat the Lord with contempt, because the flesh will make you do it. The flesh will make you not even consider, the spirit, that's what Romans 8th chapter goes into, how, you can only please the Lord by walking in the spirit and not in the flesh. Walking in the flesh, results in death, meaning you're not considering the things of the spirit, Verse 24, he says, I'm going to get this in the KJV. He says, but my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him and hath followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it. That's right, man. That's the case for the elect. The elect, they have another spirit inside of them. They have a different spirit. They're built different, man. Their belief system is on a whole different level. Their fear towards Yahweh Shema Shah is on a whole different level than the majority of Jake, man. So he's going to bring them into the land. You see, it says, verse 25 in the NLT, now turn around and don't go on toward the land where the Amalekites and Canaanites live. Tomorrow you must set out for the wilderness in the direction of the Red Sea. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, how long must I put up with this wicked community and its complaints about me? Yes, I have heard the complaints the Israelites are making against me. Now tell them this, as surely as I live, declares the Lord, I will do to you the very things I heard you say. You will all drop dead in this wilderness. You see, he says, because you complained against me. Every one of you who was 20 years old or older and was included in the registration will die. You will not enter and occupy the land I swore to give you. The only exceptions will be Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua, the son of Nun. You see? So all that, that happened because why? Jake despised the land. And that's what this psalmist here is bringing us to remembrance about. So we can, use this for our admonition, and warning here in these times. Psalms 106 and 24 again. Yea, they despise the pleasant land. They believe not his word. You see, they didn't believe that word through the spies, through Joshua and Caleb. And they're symbolic for the true prophets here in these times, man. You see, northern kingdom and southern kingdom. When you read, what is that, Revelation 11 chapter, it speaks about how, let's get that, those two witnesses. Let's get that, Revelation 11. So this is very well still playing out. This is playing out right now in the spirit. This is what we're part of. Either you believe, the spies report, or you believe, the false spies report, which is these false pastors, man, these false prophets. All right, Revelation 11 and verse 3. It says, and I will give power. I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. And the point for me getting that is the point where it speaks about the two witnesses. And those two witnesses are symbolic for northern kingdom and southern kingdom. All right, which is coming back as one stick, pursuant to Ezekiel the 37th chapter. All right, you have, Judah, which is the head of the southern kingdom, and you have Ephraim, which is the head of the northern kingdom. All right, and that's what Joshua and Caleb, stood for. Those two witnesses. All right, which as Joshua, as you say his name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah, which he came from the tribe of Ephraim, and Caleb, Kalab, which means dog. And that doesn't mean because he's a heathen, because a characteristic of a dog is what? They're loyal. And that's what the Lord witnessed and bore testimony concerning Caleb. He said that he was loyal. As a matter of fact, let's go back to Numbers 14, because the Lord literally said that Caleb was loyal to me And that's what dogs are known for, man. You know. Let's see. I know it's in here. The Lord said that Caleb was loyal. Dang. Hey, let me give me 1 second. Okay, yeah. It was in we actually we got the KJV on that verse. Let's get in the NLT. Numbers 14 and 24 in the NLT. This is what the Most High himself said concerning Caleb. This is why, his name was Caleb, or dog, because he was loyal. Numbers 14:24 NLT. He says, "But my servant Caleb has a different attitude than the others have. He has remained loyal to me." See? "So I will bring him into the land he explored. His descendants will possess their full share of that land." See? So now let's go back. Let's go back here to Psalms 106 and verse 24. It says, "Yea, they despise the pleasant land. They believed not his word, but murmured in their tents, and hearkened not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh Bashmal Shah." Verse 26, "Therefore he lifted up his hand against them to overthrow them in the wilderness." And we just read all that, how those that was 20 years old and up, he said, "You're going to die right here." And a plague broke out. And there was a judgment that came upon those 10 spies too that came back with the evil report. The Lord had a plague to strike them. And that's what's going to happen to these false prophets now. You see, that's not, fortifying Jake's mind, with faith, in Yahweh Bashmal Shah. You're robbing them of the correct names. You see, you're an evil spy, okay? You're not pushing the downfall of America. You're an evil spy. Ultimately, if you're not singing this new song, you're an evil spy. Because this is the report. This is the only report, okay, that's that the Lord's commissioned, to be to be reported upon. Isaiah, let's get this, Isaiah 53 and 1. Isaiah 53 and 1. "Who have believed our report?" See? Who believed these two witnesses' report here in these latter days? Because we were just reading Revelation 11 and 3, and it spoke about those two witnesses. Well, when you continue to read down, it speaks about how the breath of life, okay, the Spirit of the Most High entered into them, and they stood up on their feet. Now, as they stand up on their feet, what are they doing? They're prophesying. So who's going to believe those two witnesses' reports, man? Okay? As a matter of fact, let's grab this word report in the Hebrew. And the answer to that question is only the elect. Only the elect is going to believe the report at the end of the day. This word report is in the Hebrew Strong's 80:58. It's like Strong's 80:52. It says Shema. Shema. It says report. And that sounds similar to hear. Shema, means to hear. But it says report, news, rumor, tidings. Look down here. It says for the Strong's definition, doctrine. You see that? Doctrine. And what does doctrine mean? It means a teaching, a set of beliefs, or a teaching, man. So who's going to believe our doctrine? Who's going to believe our report? Who's going to believe our teachings? Which really our teachings, our doctrine is Yahweh Bashmal Shah's, man. You see? So reading this again, Isaiah 53 and 1. "Who have believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yahweh revealed?" And who's the arm of Yahweh? Yahweh Shah. And Yahweh Shah, okay, is only revealed himself unto the elect. You see? So let's go here. Again, Psalms 106 and 27. It says, let's start verse 26. "Therefore he lifted up his hand against them to overthrow them in the wilderness, to overthrow their seed also among the nations, and to scatter them in the lands." Verse 28. They joined themselves also unto Baal-Peor, and ate the sacrifices of the dead. Thus they provoked him to anger with their inventions, and the plague brake in upon them. Let's read verse 28 again. It says, they joined themselves unto Baal-Peor. Okay, now when you join yourself, okay, unto a god, okay, well, there's particular, practices that go along with that. You're making an alliance, you're making a covenant, a treaty, okay, with that God. Now, when you consider the practices that one had to do in order to worship Baal-Peor, which all these practices are still practiced today, just in different shape, forms, and fashions, but they're still practiced. Well, this is what Jake was doing back then in the wilderness. Okay, as a matter of fact, I actually have. Let's get the definition of this word Baal, or this name Baal-Peor, so we can understand why the Lord was so pissed off, man. Let's see, that's verse 28. Baal-Peor, it means the Lord of the gap, or the Lord of the opening. It says the deity worshipped at Peor with probable licentious rites. And this word licentious, okay, it says promiscuous and unprincipled in sexual matters. You see? So, Moism, okay, adultery. See, all those were practices that that one had to do in order to pay homage to Baal-Peor. And that's what Israel was getting caught up into. You see, being mixed and mingled amongst these different nations, these Moabites, these Canaanites. And I got a little information here off this this PDF I was reading earlier. It says Baal-Peor, the Lord of the opening. It says Baal means Lord or owner and refers to Satan. So it's really just straight up blatant satanic, it's Satanism, really. It says Peor means cleft or gap, from the word Pa'ar, meaning to open wide. Yeah, because you're opening yourself unto these demons, man. You see, when you do particular things, Moism, like, bro, if you're a Mo, you're just a walking demon, man. That's all you are. You're just demons, just wrapped up in flesh. Your legion wrapped up in flesh. Because when you do that shit, man, okay, like, there's heavy demons that come along with that. You're opening yourself up to so much, and that's one of the main, ways how, Baal-Peor was worshipped. So let's read a little bit on it. It says the cleft or opening to which Peor referred to was the woman's genital part. See, it says the goddess Ashtoreth was the representation of the female genital part, while Molech was the representation of the male genital part. You see? And what does that make you think about? The goddess Ashtoreth, as she was the representation of the female genital part. Mary, that the image of, Mary, we got a sign on one of our camp signs. I wish I could show you right here, but pretty sure, you brothers and sisters seen it already. But when you look at it, it looks like, the lips of a vagina, man. You see, this is what all that's going back to. And all these particular different holidays, religions, it all pays homage to these ancient gods. Today, you just call them by different names. You call them, Jesus. You call them, Mary, So, but they're back. And this is what Jake was getting caught up into. So it says, the goddess Ashtoreth was a representation of the female genital part, while Molech was a representation of the male genital part. Jake wearing the onyx around his neck, not even knowing what that goes back to. It says, while all immoral sexual acts were considered in homage to Baal, check this out, the worship of Baal-Peor was considered to be the most obscene. The temples had dedicated male and female prostitutes, priests and priestesses, and anal and oral sex were practiced by same-sex or opposite sex in order to commune with Baal-Peor. Yeah, in order for you to be open up. You see? In order for you to be open up and to receive this demon inside of you, okay, you had to perform, these horrendous acts. You had to perform, anal sex, man, on the same sex or even the opposite sex. That shit is nasty, man. And that's what runs rampant here in Babylon the Great. All these guys are back, man. Why do you think Esau's pushing these particular lifestyles so heavy, man? So he can, open up this satanic energy upon the earth even more. And Jacob's falling right into it. Who's the face of Moism now? Who's the face of adultery, man? Jake, Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So just like Jacob was, as we reading right here in Psalms 106, as Israel was getting joined into these guys back then, they're joined into these guys right now. And this is why complete destruction and agony and terror is coming, upon the Lord's people, 2/3 in particular. Because they've fallen headlong for this shit, man. It says, while male prostitutes participated in the act, only the feminine principle was glorified. See, it's all about the glorification of the woman. Woman worship, man. You see, it says man had to sacrifice his manhood to join in the act. See, this is why you got so many moist boys out here. So many soft ass niggas, man. You see, especially, oh man, you go into Christianity, you got to sacrifice your manhood. You have to. You can't have a deep voice in Christianity. You can't be a man. You know, it's an attack on testosterone. You see, all these foods that we eat is meant to break a man's testosterone levels down. The air, the water, all this shit, man. But that's kind of a little bit beside the point. But it says here, in order to worship Baal-Peor, it says a man had to sacrifice his manhood to join in the act. And these times, what do people do? They clip off their rods. They take these hormone blockers. So it's more than just getting down on your knees and praying to a different God or what. No, it's a lifestyle that comes along with it, man. That comes along with it. There's particular things that you got to do, and the point that we're making here is that those actions, those practices, are very prevalent today. People just didn't decide here in these modern times to just clip off their rods and, no, this is something that's been going on. But you got to ask yourself, what's the origins of these things? The origins of these things is ultimately, Satanism, man, worshiping Satan, worshiping Baal. It says man had to sacrifice his manhood to join in the act. In either case, he effeminized himself. And what does Scripture say about effeminate men, so-called? All right, 1 Corinthians 6. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 9. Know you not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be ye not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters. See? Now, why is it clumping idolatry in the midst of all these things? Adultery, fornicators, effeminate. Why is it clumping idolatry? Because idolatry is the root. That's the root cause of all these particular, acts, all these particular lifestyles, man. You see? Because why? That's how one pays homage to Satan. If you're not, ultimately, let's be real, man. If you're not in this truth, you worship Satan. That's just the God honest truth. If you're not in this truth, if you're not worshiping Yahweh Shema Shai, if you're not calling upon those names, in truth and in sincerity, and following the vibration and the doctrine that comes along with it, you're worshiping Satan. There's no middle ground with the Lord. There's no gray areas, So it says, know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High? Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revilers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Let's continue to read, man. This is heavy. And such were some of you. Yeah, so before some of us came into the truth, some of us were drunkards, revilers, extortioners, just niggas, man. Okay? Idolaters, going to these Christian churches. He says, and such were some of you, but you are washed. So now we're washed through the washing of this word. The Lord has brainwashed us into his ways. Okay? We put off that old man. Okay? We're showing ourselves as men now. Okay? Real men. It says, and as such, and for you, for such some of you sincere sisters, man, y'all washing off, or you should be washing off that feminism, because feminism, that goes back. Well, we're reading it right here, how the females, they were glorified. That goes back into idolatry, glorifying the female entity, man. That's not how the Lord set it up. You see, but even for some of you sincere aqua that's in this truth. Okay, you should be getting washed from feminism, from that demon of feminism. That's Satan worship, man. You see? Getting your mind changed. Understanding your role. You see? So it says, and such were some of you, but you are washed, but you are sanctified. Now we're set aside. But you are justified in the name. Ooh, it says in the name. Come on. So there's a name that has to come along with this justification and sanctification. All right. It says, but you are justified in the name of the Lord Yahweh Shai and by the Spirit of our power. That's right, man. So let's go back reading a little bit on this article here. It says, in either case, he effeminized himself. Oh, that's what I wanted to get. I wanted to get that word effeminate for 1 Corinthians 6. I don't know why it's not playing. Okay, but it says malakos. It says soft. See? Soft. That's why you have all these soft ass niggas out here, man. Catamite. Effeminate. Yep. A catamite, it says in ancient Greece and Rome, a catamite was a pubescent boy who was the intimate companion of an older male, usually in a pederastic relationship. You see that? Man, bro. See, this is pure Satanism, man. But once again, all right, this is what's prevalent. Well, it's not prevalent, but this is what's the MO here in America, especially. This soft culture. Oh, I remember, man. I remember I seen a few posts, man. You know how you see on Instagram, you scroll and they got those little videos or whatever. You see these niggas. I'm in my soft man era. They even, yeah, man. I'm pretty sure y'all probably seen it. I know I ain't tripping. I know I seen that shit, man. I was like, what the hell is this? I'm in my soft man era. But it's effeminate, man. All right. The Lord called for his men. Let's grab this real quick. Just real quick, man. Isaiah 46:8. Remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors, man. You see? So the Lord called us to be men, to show ourselves as men. Okay? And you go into that word man in the Hebrew, it's gabar, which means a warrior. You see? You can't have no soft-ass warrior, man. That's a dead man. It's a dead man walking. But once again, all right, that's the energy and vibration that this world pushes out. You see, it's for the men to be soft and for the women to be, masculine. Everything's out of order. That's Satan worship. That's confusion. The Most High is not the author of confusion, man. But let me finish reading this article. It says, in either case, he effeminized himself. This brought glory to Baal-Peor. You see? So when men, are effeminate and women are glorified, that brings glory to Satan. You see? That brings glory, because it damn sure don't bring glory to Yahweh Bashmal Shah. What brings glory to the Lord? Read 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter. Okay, the Most High being at the top, then Yahweh Shah, then the Israelite man, then the Israelite woman, then the child. That order is what brings glory to our power. Okay, but when those things are screwed, when one little thing is tweaked, and one is below another or whatnot, that brings glory to Satan. That's confusion, man. You see? It says this brought glory to Baal-Peor because the worshiper had to abase himself, both physically. Hey, you a grown ass, big ass nigga, 300 pounds, 6'5", and you getting down on your knees, okay, to another man. You see? So it says this brought glory to Baal-Peor because the worshiper had to abase himself both physically and spiritually before the cleft. It says the rites of Baal-Peor only exalt the woman principle. You see? And Yahweh Shah knocked that shit down when somebody had came to him and said, "Blessed are the paps that bear thee." Let's see what his response was. And you got a lot of woman worshipers, Baal-Peor worshipers in Israel, man, exalting a woman. Okay. Let's see. Let's grab this Luke 11. Give me 1 second. I'll find it. Yeah, here we go. Luke 11 verse 27. And it came to pass, as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted up her voice. And why she even lifted up her voice? It says, and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. Let's see Yahweh Shah's response. But he said, Yea, rather blessed are they that hear the word of the Most High and keep it. You see? So he knocked that shit down right there, man. I ain't no woman worship. No. Ain't no worshiping the womb, worshiping the breast. No, blessed are those, okay, that keep these words and hear it, man. You see? And that's what we're all about, man. We're all about the word. We're not about, okay, these gimmicks. We're not about the women. Because all that shit brings confusion, man. And it brings demons. You see? It brings demons. It brings adultery. You see? And it breeds disease. And just absolute utter confusion. Our apostles and elders, they give us stories all the time about particular things, that happened in times past, in the old schools, man. You see? So we should know better by now. Okay, we're getting all this just from reading Psalms 106. See? That's why you just got to go into things. Go into, these particular guys that Jacob's getting caught into, man. Because there's nothing new under the sun. And all those guys, they're back today, okay, with the same practices. You see? They just call them by different names now in modern times. But it's the same demon. You see? So, give me 1 second. Hello? Pretty good. You got one? Okay. What'd you say? Okay, yeah, I sure will. All right, thank you. All right, so give me 1 second. Yeah, let me wrap it up. I'm gonna probably stop it right here because I want to get into Phineas, but that's a job right there calling me. So let me finish this out real quick. Psalms 106 and verse 28. It says, They joined themselves also unto Baal-Peor and ate sacrifices of the dead. Thus they provoked him to anger with their inventions, and the plague break in upon them. You see? Now, I know we was gonna stop at verse 31, but we'll actually stop right there. We've been kind of rolling for a little minute, and I gotta get on this slave ship, but Lord willing, this was edifying, and exhorting, and also a warning, okay, even unto us, man. Don't allow this satanic worship to infiltrate us, treating the Lord with contempt, because once again, man, you see a lot of Israelites, they allowing that shit in, exalting a woman, calling on Jesus. That brings in demons, man. Once again, Baal-Peor means the Lord of the opening, the Lord of the gaps, man. So we got to keep it airtight, so that's the point. And the water for these scriptures, Akim, Let me see. I'll probably get one. Y'all grab this. Brother Kazak Ban Yahweh to put up Ephesians 5 and 12. For it is a shame to even speak of those things which are done of them in secret. That's right, man. All right. Proverbs 31 and 3. Hebrews 4 and 12. Put up, give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroy kings. Yep. Yeah, the water. The water for these precepts, but hey, that's the point, Lord willing. And you Akim Akwat will edify. Till next time, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem HaKadosh. I want to give double honor to our beloved apostle, Elder Great Millstone, Mawaf Ball, Shalom.